Fiesta or siesta? That's what Spanish speakers contemplate every day. Fiesta or siesta? Alright, I'm gonna need to be quiet here. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't look English. Okay, it's English. So the downtown looked pretty good. It looked well worn out. And I'm coming across some interesting abandoned buildings here. This looks like it could have been a library, the way it's all shaped. I mean, just based on a lot of library patterns, they could have easily moved one in here. But they've taken down all the advertising. The back side. I'm guessing that this is a fresh break-in. Oh, okay. People broke in through this window. There's gonna be a lot of rooms, I guess. Not so much library stuff. Alright, this is a gin house. This big brick structure. Stonemasons. Italian. Look at this. Pookie. What is it, Pookie? What is it? Alright, Whitehead Museum seems a little confusing. It looks like I should be able to cross over here. It's not really a road anymore, though. Could be going through somebody's property. It looks like it's in this direction. I guess you can walk across, but you can't drive. And in fact, even walking has potential to be a challenge. So it's up ahead somewhere. Looks like it would be just a regular house. Well, it's not really advertised. This is supposed to be the corner where it's at. The Whitehead Museum. Okay, that old cart wagon sort of gives it away. It's up ahead then. Yeah, it looks pretty authentic. La Zappa. All visitors use front door. Well, alright. Oh, there's a sign. Judge Roy Bean Grave. I actually asked in Langtree, the visitor center, where Bean's grave site was, because I figured it'd be kind of significant. And they said it's over at the Whitehead. Right. So it's $5. They're upfront about it. It's kind of curious. And they're open now? I don't know. I kind of have to use a toilet. I might be willing to pay $5 just to use the bathroom. Bird watching area. Alright, I'm going to trespass. I don't know if they're home or what. I just want to get a look at this. What are these? Oranges? Look like grapefruit. There's a pretty cool sounding bird out here. Not sure what kind. Just on the outskirts of the central downtown, which is kind of active on a Saturday. There's historical signs. I'm coming up on one in the corner here. They got them splattered all around the area. Yeah, I guess there'd probably be a route people could follow. Alright, the corner of Canal and Griner. So to talk about the canal? So this is for farming, I guess. And they already got water in it. They can't call it a flood channel. And there's fish in there too. It's a very clear canal. And you can see fish jumping out. Maybe they jump over. So they got some kind of bazaar at this park.
Wait. Wait to cross Granger at Garfield. Wait. Wait to cross Granger at Garfield. Wait.
Called Greenville.
Wait to cross Granger.
Give the sheep a big pair of nuts. Maybe that's how they normally look. Or they're being artistic. What is that, a centipede? Acorns I've found to be hard on my guts, my lower guts in the intestinal region upon consumption. But I question, what if I just run hot water, roast them, maybe boil them in hot water, and then just drink the liquid. Maybe make a tea, just expose them to hot water after being crushed. I no longer want to preserve foods in the can. I prefer the potatoes. I prefer cooking the potatoes and tossing them in the ferment pots. Same goes for this. I don't want to deal with this. These taste terrible. And even after putting them in the ferments, they taste terrible. Except they're terrible and sour. I want them tasting good at the start, and then souring them so it still tastes good and sour. Canned food is just awful. I'm gonna get rid of these. What kind of bird is that? Just gonna sit there. Maybe I can walk closer to it. Oh, no. If I move, it shakes too much. Got these big tower stacks. So what about jumping on one of these? Shaking the bridge. Just a slight shake. Maybe that's the cars. So without fully cleaning my car, I'm just gonna assume that I lost a screen that I've been using on this side, but I have extra pieces and I've used crochet techniques to put this together. It was pretty painstaking. I put that together, and now I'm gonna crochet. I did do like lock stitch with the speedy stitcher. I think I prefer crochet techniques. Put the end together, that'll hold it tighter on the end, and then I have this open piece. I think I'm gonna cut this piece off and then drape it over. So it's gonna look a little Frankenstein-y, but I mean, this isn't permanent. This is only when it's sunny and too much heat. I find a good spot to hang out that I like, that's relaxing, and now people are suspicious of me and want to call the cops. That little girl thought that by calling the cops on me. She was helping me. The cops were going to help me. I think I might see a little evidence of why my chains don't only last a few months at a time. This is the rustiest part of the chain. And it's the link. The rustiest part of the chain is the link. That's where it's been breaking every few months. You have to buy new ones every few months. Never had that problem before. I bet if I had tonsils, I wouldn't be swallowing so much of this ferment down my windpipe. It's like I never have so many choking issues swallowing a pretty strong ferment. And if I had like tonsils, I bet that would control it by at least offering more surface area to catch the ferments, the sour. It's not exactly easy to swallow it down. It tastes fairly good. I can only have it at a certain pace, but I think if I had like those glands, if I had them back, if I could grow another pair, I think that'd be a positive fact. I'll never know. I'll never find out though. The unfortunate product of modern day living.
Rio. I am the proud son of Bruno and Polito Lozano. I grew up on the north side of town. Del Rio is known for its San Felipe neighborhood. We had a San Felipe high school there, so they graduated from that school, which just shows my background that I have a history of Del Rio. And my grandparents are known in Del Rio as well. We have Chema's Tortilla Factory, so right across the San Felipe High School, we had the factory there. They made tortillas and barbacoa on the weekends. And my grandfather Lozano, he had Lozano's West Side Texaco on the north side. So very established families here in Del Rio. And how I got to put my name on the ballot is really a story of just caring about the community. And because this is specific to LGBT, I'll touch base with the history the year prior to that. I was living in Michigan, and the Orlando massacre happened. When I heard about it, I was flying home from a work trip from Amsterdam, and I had just heard when I was there in Amsterdam, we saw the reports where like 9 people were just shot. You know, it was just happening because it was in the afternoon in Amsterdam, so it was overnight, you know, in Orlando. When I landed, the USA Today had mentioned the specifics of the 49 LGBT, Latino LGBT at that, you know, members that passed away because they were assassinated by that assailant, and my world was completely turned upside down, and I went into this like shock of like, oh my gosh, do they hate me in Del Rio? Do they hate me at home? Do they like, why now? Why is this guy targeting us? Like what has happened in society? And I basically I called my mom and my dad together. We cried for hours. And I'm president of the class of 2001 Del Rio High School reunion board, and I called the vice president then because we were supposed to be having our quinceañera themed 15-year reunion that August. And I was like, I can't do this. I don't know. I mean, what if I'm scared, like, you know, what if they hate me and this is getting national attention? And my mom, my father, the vice president, and another friend of ours who is also on the board, they were like, no, Ralphie, like, you can't be afraid. You can't be scared. You can't go back in. There's no closet for you to be in because we love you, you know? And my mom and my dad, their message was just like, we love you, mijo. No te dejes, like, don't get upset, things like that. So I pressed forward with the reunion. But what I did is prior to that, our first reunion, we had to pay dues. I mean, it's like government. You had to like get the money to fund your place, to fund your location, to fund your entertainment, and getting 28-year-olds and then, you know, 33-year-olds to give you money is like it's a good challenge. But what I did after the massacre, I really reflected on life, and I reflected on what it felt like to be what it feels like to feel excluded, you know, and what.
All right, I had about a pound of salmon, and I cooked it, and it was very thick. Consuming it, it feels a little heavy on the heart. I'm not happy with it. it wasn't satisfying. As much filling as it wasn't satisfying. I found myself continuing to eat afterward. Um, I'm having bad problems with meat. And I think maybe the lack of exercise might have something to do with it. My body seems happy with multi-grain type of diet. With the lack of exercise, maybe I don't crave protein as animal protein as much. Even eggs are nasty to my heart. Milk seems okay still, but for the past week before I ate this salmon, I've experienced some of the nicest relaxing effects on my heart. But now this salmon seems to have increased a little extra pressure I'm not happy with. Sometimes I'm in even more fear of my stomach than cops harassing me, especially after eating foods that seem like they might cause a problem. But the salmon seems like it's not going to give me a hard time in either my heart or my stomach. And I was scared, but I don't think I want to eat it again because it's just the texture is not great. I shouldn't be trying to eat for health. I should be eating also for the texture and the taste.